Come update my fridge gallery with me. When I packed up Christmas, I had a lot of space left on my fridge, so I grabbed a few items to add to my refrigerator gallery. Of course, the little blue flower will go perfect for winter, and then I have some extra frames that I need to find something to put in. I have my micro trinket shelf I'm ready to hang. I'm ready to rehang those, but I need to switch out the fruit. And then I found these $2 frames at Walmart that are really lightweight, so I think they might work for magnets as well. You guys may remember this little brass frame. I had 2 other ones that I gave out in my giveaway. It is very scratched up, so I thought if I just brushed some Rub and Buff across it, that it might kind of hide some of those imperfections. The surface is very slick, so the Rub and Buff doesn't cover completely, but I am trying to leave brush strokes to kind of hide and fade all of the scratches. I'm really pleased with how it turned out, and I'm going to set it aside to dry. I collected a few items that I could possibly frame for winter. Of course, I have my vintage postcards. I have a watercolor that came in a frame, a lot of just regular cards, and some mock vintage postcards. For the oval frame, it was pretty easy to choose this watercolor picture. I love it, and I think it'll look really pretty and the colors will pop. I didn't have a lot of vertical pictures, and so I didn't have a lot of options for this frame. I love owls, but that snow owl just wasn't really working for me. And so I was looking at these 2 mock vintage postcards. The one with the little boy in the top hat just doesn't make a lot of sense to me, so I landed on this one with the bluer background. It doesn't fit perfectly, but it'll work. The vintage postcard and rust trimmed picture I am not willing to cut up, so I was looking for something I would be willing to cut for these smaller frames. I was a little concerned at this point that I was getting kind of too much of the same that would be framed, and so I was trying to get away from the landscapes, but this circular frame really just was not leaving me a lot of options. The little boy in the top hat just doesn't look to me like winter or New Year's, so he's kind of odd. So I thought I might use that barn, and then when I had this little brass frame, again, I couldn't get all the words in and didn't know what to do. So I decided to look through my gift paper scraps, and I found this vintage paper that is golden blue, so I thought I would use that for the circular one, and then the little barn for the rectangle. So I went through and I cut out all of the pictures that I was ready to use, and then I started assembling. I love that last scene with the golds. You guys know I love golds and rust. I added the barn to this one, and then I broke off the little flap so it would lay more flush. And then I turned the back around, so again, it would be more flush for the magnet. If the magnet is too sunken in, then the frame scratches my fridge. This one is not ideal, but it works. I'll be on the lookout for something better. For the 2 Walmart frames, I did break off the flap. Again, these were only $2, and I thought that they would be light enough to hold well. I love the way this turned out, and I love the colors. This one, I know there's some white space at the top, but I was pleased with it overall, and the golds kind of complement. And yes, I'm going to glue that flap back on. There was metal on the flap originally that I needed to take off or it would scratch my fridge, but then I added them back so when I put the magnet on, again, the frame doesn't scratch my fridge. So the flap just bumps it up a little bit, and I glued it as well. For this little circle frame, I glued it on, but it's hot glue, so it'll peel off easily, and hopefully I can find something better. And I may end up using this white frame again for another holiday or another season. So again, I used the plastic flap to build that up and put the magnet out further. And then off camera, I'm going to use these gold ones to put on the rest. So here is how my gallery looks right now, and here is the after. I really like the way it looks. They're a little bit tighter, closer together, but I think it works. And this one just didn't quite fit, so I'm going to set it back on my desk for now and add it later. I really like how these look as well. Thanks.